Good morning, I'm your host, Greasel Pit.
Epic Pants has just about everything. Our console is now DIY only, no software installed. But that means lower price, and it's so easy to install, a baby can do it. Be sure to check out the hardware, the mouse pads, the gear, beer. And guys, you don't want to miss this month's shirt of the month. Come on, look at that.
Guys, you're looking at a medieval. So this game is made by New Blood, the guys who have made Dusk. It's a throwback to the old games, like some of the id and Raven software games. It's a pixelated old school look. Oh, here comes some baddies. The level design in this is very vertical. Like you have a lot of like multi-layered, multi-tiered levels where you're dealing with something on the bottom, and then the next thing you know, you're way up high on a tower or on a bridge looking down at where you just been. And I love the level design. It reminds me of something that you would get from like American McGee, but it's vertical and really kind of fun and enchanting like American McGee stuff, if that makes any sense. Some pretty interesting and unique weapons. Like this doesn't exactly remind me of any weapon in other games. Like usually you have like all the different, whoa, this guy's everywhere. You have like all the different tropes as far as your weapons go, like the rocket launcher, the machine gun, the lightning gun, the shotgun, yeah. All right, 3 shots left. I better change over. All right, next up we're going to talk about net neutrality once again, but right now we're going to take a bunch of different looks, and we're going to move through this stuff kind of quickly because I want the show to move faster. Back in 1992, there was a Telecommunications Act, and you guys can go and read up on that. We've made videos on that in the past. I recommend you guys read up on that. But really, a lot of the ISPs, they promised to expand these beautiful networks and fiber networks and that sort of thing, and they were going to get massive tax breaks. We ended up paying about $400 billion. And so from the years like 1990, I believe it was 1992 or 1994, until about 2014, I think it is, we paid out of our pocket around $4,000 or $5,000 per household. Just think about that for a minute. They didn't actually do this. Is the fun part. That's the fun part. The point here is that the cable industry is getting away with so much, and historically they've always gotten away with so much. So they got away with that. You know, they just got these huge tax breaks, and they didn't actually have to go and upgrade the infrastructure. That's the one thing that they did. Number two, they're obviously pushing for the removal of net neutrality, and it doesn't look like they're listening to us. If you look at the commenting system here, we've got another topic to kind of segue into. So 57% of the comments regarding net neutrality are fake. I mean, they're blatantly fake. You guys can go on there and look, and a ton of them are from Russia with weird email addresses, and you've got like the same person posting 5 times in a row, and then you have dead people posting comments, and all of these fake comments are all like, yay, FCC, yay, the ISP should not be regulated, all that kind of stuff. The heavy-handed rules. They always talk about these heavy-handed rules because, that's something that someone who has no idea how technology works, but they're just sitting at home in their recliner watching baseball or something, and then someone comes in, and we're talking about like maybe a different generation, and you say like, all these heavy-handed government regulations are like, well, I don't want that. Nobody wants heavy hands all over them. That's creepy, heavy hand. But there's a deeper implication here. Number one, they're not really paying attention to us, but they're using bots in public places to make comments on behalf of the public so that they can do whatever they want. And right now, these bots are not sophisticated. These bots are they're really dumb. They're using maybe a thesaurus to change 1 or 2 words. They're repeating themselves. It's really goofy. But as the AI progresses and as we get smarter, as we get smarter and smarter bots, it's going to be almost impossible to determine which bots are real people or which bots are real people. So it's going to be impossible to tell like what's a real person and what's a bot. So can you imagine a future 10 years down the road where, we have a public forum and we can comment on things, and it just continually goes in favor of the big businesses, but a lot of the comments you can't tell if they're real or not, because you're like, do we really think that like the Shell gas company should be able to burn down the mountains, all of them? Okay, I guess the American people voted for it, and then you'll see all these like nicely written comments, some of them even with, popular slang and that sort of thing. So that's the direction that this is going. The entire country is going to be run by whoever controls the bots. Yeah. Why can't we just be like freaking Estonia or something? They've got a digital voting system that has a very secure method so that everyone can just, But I'll tell you why we can't be like Estonia, because we are going to be like Estonia. They're going to set up a system where it looks like we're able to log on and use our ID and vote for everything and have an opinion. Now, the right way that this should go, in my opinion, you guys know how good that is. The right way this should go is that everyone should go online and they have, real say in things. But there should be like a simple little test, like a few questions here and there, like, who signed the Declaration of Independence? What is 8 plus 17? A couple of questions like that. And if you miss them, it'll take your responses and say, thank you very much for contributing, and then it'll just put them over in the ignore bin. That's how I think it should go. Here's what's gonna happen. That's not even gonna happen. What's gonna happen is they're gonna make it look like we all have a say in things. But all of a sudden, the population is going to grow. Where are these other people going to be? There's going to be a huge population. Like, we've got like 100 million extra people in the country now. So they're going to have to randomly start peppering people into the census information. The population of Detroit is now back to where it used to be. That's way down the road. New York's got an explosion in population. Where are they all? Where are they eating? Where are they? I don't know. But they sure are voting, aren't they? They sure are voting. Now, who's going to control this? He who controls the bots. He who controls the spice. The bots are the spice. Have you guys been following Bitcoin? It has been crashing since it hit 11,395. It seems like the biggest news is the crash. And, the prices have been going up and down, but they've hit record highs. And guys, Bitcoin, I'm not a financial analyst and I'm not going to, give you financial advice. Bitcoin is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. As they become harder to mine, there has to be more incentive for the people who mine them. It's going to get bigger. Right now, the reason that it's dropping off is because when it gets this expensive, the big players show up and they go, whoa, there's a lot of money to be made here. No stock is making gains like this. None. So they're going to come and they're going to put a ton of money into it, and that's going to pump it up a little bit. It's a pump and dump, basically. But this stuff is not regulated, so they can pretty much pump and dump all they want. And it just makes the price go up and down way more than you'd see a stock go up and down. But right now, the White House is kind of looking at this and saying, we don't think a lot of people are paying taxes on this right now. I mean, out of all the money that's been made, it doesn't seem appropriate. And they may actually look into regulating Bitcoin. I don't know if that means they're going to regulate all coins, Litecoin, Ethereum, Zcash, are they going to Monero? Are they going to regulate everything? Who knows? But right now, they're thinking about regulating. That may actually slow down some of the pump and dump stuff, but who knows? I mean, everyone's getting involved right now. Bitcoin was bigger than Trump on Google as far as like search results go, or searches, go in the last month. That's huge. We're going to see Bitcoin futures happening on Wall Street. So people are going to be trading. It's not going to be trading actual Bitcoin. They're going to be trading futures based upon where they think Bitcoin is going to go. So, yeah. Do you guys have any? What do you guys like? I'm kind of into Litecoin right now. I think Litecoin has a huge potential, especially with the Lightning and all, Lightning Network and all that stuff. Being able to swap back and forth between Bitcoin and Litecoin. I feel like it's going to be like Bitcoin will be the gold and Litecoin will be the stuff you spend in stores in the future. But I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, next up. This article is acting like they're surprised that Intel is working together with Warner Brothers, and they are working on some technology that will put advertisements right on your screen while you're driving around. Why is this a surprise? Automated cars? You're gonna have to sit back and watch, TV, because what else are you gonna do? Sit there and not do anything and actually think and sit inside your own head for a minute? No. Nobody wants to be inside their own head, do they? You're gonna sit back and you're gonna gorge yourself on media. And then you're going to go wonder why you're eating burgers and drinking Coke later. Must have been that product placement. Let's talk about this for just a second, because I've got an interesting idea. What if you had some cars where you sat down in the car, and maybe the car only cost you like $20 a month. It's really cheap. But the catch is that you have to be in the car for more than 8 hours a month, and the entire time you have to be in the car, you have to have the sound on with ads playing. Will you be interested in a car that's like $20 a month, but that's the catch? I think some people are going to do that and be like, I don't care. Maybe they'll just sit there with their earbuds in. There's going to be a sensor that's like, earbuds detected, you must listen, or you must exit the Tide car.
There'll be another company that offers ad-free cars.
Well, yeah, there'll be ad-free cars, but it's not going to cost $20 a month.
No, they'll cost like $50 a month.
$50 a month for an ad-free car? I don't. That seems pretty cheap. This is the YouTube Red of car, $150 a month. You have a premium experience, and then you're gonna have the executives who like drive around in their cars that have no advertisements, just stock tickers and that kind of stuff. But they have to pay a lot extra for those. I don't know.
So long as poor people never get in them.
Yeah. Don't price it low enough. Don't price it low enough that someone with torn jeans could get into this thing. Oh, there's an EA article this week.
No.
I'm not doing it.
Good.
I'm not doing it, guys. EA. That's it. That's the end of it. At this point, what do you expect? Stop buying their games.
That EA is terrible.
Where's that thing? It's got my schedule on it. We had to erase it. Never mind. All right, it's the end of everything. Let's go see what everyone's playing and as far as video games go. They're all over you. What game are you playing?
I'm playing Everspace.
Everspace.
Yes, which is not a new game, but they did just put out a new expansion for it called the Encounters expansion.
And you're dogfighting like crazy right now.
I am. These scouts are all up on my grill. So I'm playing with one of the new ships that came out with the Encounters expansion, actually. This is called the Sentinel ship. So they added a couple new features into it with the expansion. It's actually a pretty worthwhile expansion. Like its namesake, it's called Encounters. So there's actually now, you'll come across people in the game that you'll have little dialogues with them and things like that, and they'll ask you for help and assistance with things. Anything from like going and invading bases and getting rid of all the all the creatures around it and stuff, or going to other parts of the galaxy and scanning for, crazy life forms that exist in places. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do in it. So it adds all these like neat little...
So basically adding a bunch of quests and objectives and things like that.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's you're not so much just kind of piloting around and figuring out why you're granted infinite lives. It's actually part of the game.
Part of the game is the infinite
part
lives
of the game.
thing.
Part of the game is that your pilot has infinite lives, and there's like a whole thing behind it.
Oh. So they actually built that into a mechanic.
Yep.
Now, did you strafe around that rock? Are the controls more like Descent or something like that, rather than a typical flight sim?
Yeah, the controls make you feel like I'm playing like a third-person action game.
Right.
Like, this actually lends itself to playing with the controller really nicely.
Mouse and keyboard's okay.
Mouse and keyboard's fine.
You don't need a flight stick or...
Nope. But it's all WAS control, complete with like all your pitches and changes and stuff like that, and you can raise and lower yourself, but you can like all explore in all these different dimensions all around this place. It's really fun.
Yeah.
I had played Everspace a little bit before, and then like kind of got distracted with other things. And then they the expansion came out, and all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, I forgot this game is really, really fun. So for those of you that maybe at one point had Everspace, get the expansion, go back to it. It's fun.
Guys, we haven't gotten around to making a video on these things yet, but we've been meaning to do a build with them. I wanted to show them off just because they were sent over here. We weren't paid by this company, but when I opened them up and looked at them, they're really, really high quality, made in Taiwan here. Riven, the name of the company. So if you guys are looking at heat sinks, check out these guys. I'll be sure to give them a better look, but I wanted to at least mention them because they did show up in the studio and they are quite nice. I was actually surprised at how nice they were when I took it out of the box. So a little shout out to those guys for free. I'll let you guys see the keyboard. I'm curious as to what you think of it. This is our keyboard prototype, guys. We did a DIN font on here to keep it clean. Centered them up. So let us know what you guys think of this. Go ahead and hit tab. No crazy RGB, just 7 or 8 different colors you can choose from, and then you could change the brightness up and down. It's pretty dim, but what we wanted to do. This is membrane and it's waterproof, and I'll try to keep the price pretty low for it since it's membrane, but I think it's going to be pretty good for people who want a keyboard that you can like stream with, not have any sound, still good for gaming, and just has a couple simple options. So media keys up here with the function. There, that's it right there. Let me know what you think of the font. I spent a lot of time working on that. Not making the font, but like working on the layout. So, all right, that's pretty much it. See you guys in the comments.